Hello, my name is Rocio Prado, and this is my Marp presentation on the gamification of education. The history of educational games. The earliest game that was used for educational purposes was a computer programming game that was developed in 1970 by Seymour and Wally called Lago Lago. This game was a blend between mathematics and programming. It would teach players the basics of coding by directing a turtle-shaped cursor to draw lines. In 1971, the most well-known educational game came out called The Oregon Trail. While it was not available for home computers, it was in almost every school from 1970 until today. The goal of this game was to teach American geography and history by having the player guide their family on their way across the country during the 1800s. With the invention of CD-ROMs in 1982, educational games boomed. CD-ROMs gave ways for games to be accessible. Companies sprung up trying to help players learn new subjects in fun ways. Another popular game was Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, which was released in 1985. A year later, Reader Rabbit came out. In this game, players would learn about the alphabet and sentence structures from a cartoon rabbit. Reader Rabbit has been a pillar for educational games throughout the years to different generations of kids. The most recent Reader Rabbit was released in 2010. Math Blaster was developed in 1987 to help kids get interested in math by playing an alien trying to find his dog by blasting equations in space. Kids were able to get excited about numbers. The most important technological innovation for educational games in the past few years was the release of the Apple iPad. The iPad is a platform of choice for any child or parent. It is safe and portable, and it's easy to install apps where kids and parents alike can find games that are fun for everyone to play. What is gamification? Gamification is the use of game design and mechanics to enhance non-game contents by increasing participation, engagement, and competition. Games in any form increase motivation through engagement. Nowhere else is engagement more important than in education. The lack of engagement is demonstrated greatly by the striking high rates of high school dropouts. Gamification in the classroom. The use of games allows students to fail, overcome, and persevere. Games allow students to control the choices they make. The more control students have, the better students do. Games also give students instantaneous feedback and small rewards if they participate and get the answers right. Students practice math and language through the use of computer and video games, which is way more fun and engaging than drill and kill worksheets. Games have become a big part of our culture. They have the potential to transform student experiences in school. On average, by the time kids turn 21, they have played 10,000 hours worth of video games. That's the same amount of time they spend in school. People in North America consume video games more than movies and music. Studies show that video games are so addictive because they fulfill three basic needs: autonomy, which means being able to make choices; the need for competency, the ability to overcome challenges; and the need for relationships. Because of this, students are more likely to respond to the use of games in the classroom. Classroom gamification is more likely to be successful today because students are more willing to be an active participant in its implementation. Here are a few examples. Here are a few examples of the games that I personally like to use. I do teach kindergarten, so I use ABC, yeah, and Starfall often. We use it every day actually during center time. They get 7 minutes on the computer because we only have 6 Chromebooks, so that's all we have access to. Um, but I really wanted to point out Kahoot and Quizlet. Um, I feel like these types of apps and computer programs have completely changed the way we do assessments. Of course, we always have to do formal assessments, but this could actually, Kahoot could and Quizlet could be used as a summative assessment, a diagnostic assessment, a formative assessment. It could be an anticipatory set. I mean, you can use these for just about anything. Once I taught my kindergartners how to log in, which took quite a while, but once they figured that out, I mean, they love Kahoot. This is all they want to do. I feel like it's an easy format for anybody to follow. They get very competitive, just trying to answer what's the beginning sound of this of dog, and they have to find the letter D and click the shape. And I really appreciate that things like this have been created because it engages everybody, not just, the kids that know the right answer, because it gives everyone else um, a chance to try and to really be engaged in what they're doing, and to participate. It's a great way to review. It's a great way for me to know, okay, they totally don't understand what beginning sounds are, or they totally get what ending sounds are, things like that. It is instantaneous feedback. So I know right away, whoa, we need to take a break, look at this problem again. Most of us got it wrong. What happened? It's just, I really enjoy Kahoot and Quizlet because it gives me the ability to modify it to my students, which I think is amazing. And a lot of these are free. Some of them have like pop-ups or ads that if you pay, you can get rid of the ads. But for the most part, they are free, and there's so many more. I mean, these are just some of the ones that I like to use, but there was just pages on pages of free games for grades, kindergarten through high school, which I think is just amazing because all I had when I was younger was the Oregon Trail. So to recap, gamification of your classroom can be powerful. It can engage student learning and make learning fun. However, it does not replace the teacher or other learning methods. This is just one way to enhance your learning, just another tool, but it is not the only thing you should be using in your classroom. Here are my references. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.